it is very, very hard to, let's see, think about it. If you have 3 children, and you mentor, you brought them up, so which one is your favorite? You cannot usually, in the American culture, you cannot really see, look, my daughter is the favorite of the 3, you cannot. The same feeling I have for the 3 drugs. I was very involved in the ibrutinib therapy, although I was mainly focused on mantle cell lymphoma. Of course, there's other colleagues made it 6 indications. And then I was lead author for the acalabrutinib on mantle cell lymphoma. Of course, CLL recently approved, and the new ibrutinib I'm active. So the 3 agents, if you ask me which one is better, because there's never head-to-head clinical trial scientific comparisons, it is very hard for me to see which one is better. And sometimes the overall response rate is a little higher from another one, but their patient population is different. The scans they use could be different, so it's very hard for me. So, Dr. Wang, how do you choose in the clinical? So in the clinical, I sometimes, for example, ibrutinib has a little atrial fibrillation, has a little fatigue, neuralgia. I sometimes use that first, and if things doesn't work better, I switch to the other one. Sometimes for the very elderly population patients, I choose the second BTK inhibitor a little bit earlier. So, but the different drugs have different properties. Ibrutinib, it has more immune reactions, toxicities, and immunotherapy therapy is approved for GVHD. So ibrutinib I turn to use in the younger patients. I believe ibrutinib has immunotherapy properties. But the acalabrutinib is a very clean drug. The side effects so far is good. I cannot see that one drug is less toxic than the other because we have treated nearly 150,000 patients around the globe with a 6 years follow-up for the first ibrutinib. The acalabrutinib was approved 2 years ago. It treated dramatically less patients. The follow-up time is only 2 years. As you know, the more time you have follow-up, the more toxicity you will discover. And the new ibrutinib was approved 3 weeks ago. It treated much less patients in the previous 2. And I cannot see which one, the more the time, they have not treated enough patients, enough follow-up time to compare the toxicities completely. So I cannot see which one is more positive, which one more efficient, less toxic. But I know the internal properties, which one to choose for the population. So in the community, there will be a hard choice. But let me share you my experience with my interaction with the American patients I treated with the new ibrutinib. So, in the past, Americans, the most innovative in terms of bringing new drugs. About over 90% of the drugs are made in America. Then they will be transmitted transfer to European for therapy, and eventually goes to Asia, right? And only a few drugs made in Europe then come to America. The majority, by far, is innovated in America. And all of a sudden now we have a Chinese drug. So my patient said, Dr. Wang, from the internet, this looks Beijing's a Chinese drug. I said, is it a Chinese drug? I said, it is. I said, what do you think about it? You want me to switch to the American? No. The Chinese drug is working, so why should I, right? So the patient really is looking for the efficacy and the toxicity profile. And this is just a little joke. So basically, because the new ibrutinib, the response rate is very high, and of course they have 2 prior lines of therapy, and the others has more prior line therapy, because if you treated patient with many chemotherapies, the more you treated them, you come back with another new drug, the lower the efficacy. So the others are 3 prior lines, and the new ibrutinib is 2 prior lines. So efficacy looks great. I am not discounting its efficacy. I think it's great. And I'm using it. So, and also because we have not treated so many patients. We have not followed up this time. The drug looks very, very superior. And therefore, I am not surprised a lot of community doctors will start using it. So I think with more time, people will be able to tell the differences. We are really in the cutting edge time. The drug is just newly approved, not much experience. So only with the experience, both in trials and in community experience, would we later better choose the optimal one.